wow there's fruits นี่เพิ่งไปตัดมา
ตัดจากต้นเลยไม่ใช่
ไม่ใช่ I mean like เพิ่งไปตัดมาเชีย sorry
เอาน้ำไหมอ่ะ
เอาก็ได้นะขอบคุณมากเลย
Alicia.
Okay, I'm good. Got it.
All right, we're live now.
Oh,
so.
shoot. Oh, okay, no cussing. This is going to be very difficult.
Did you get the glass over here?
What glass?
Why is it so blurry?
Oh. What glass?
Is it live? Am I
Yeah,
live?
it's live. You're
Oh,
live.
shit. What are we doing? Glass?
Here,
Which one?
in the cupboard.
Okay, I'm drinking first.
Yeah, we'll let people come on.
It's some water. This is for Nicole.
Oh, all right. Thanks.
Awesome.
Cool. I think we're all right. So we're good to go now. Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. Just getting started. We're going to be talking about Songkran today, the most famous, most popular Thai holiday. Gonna answer your questions. The festival actually doesn't start until next week, but we're hanging out. We've got Nicole over. She's a Bangkok foodie, Bangkok girl, very typical Bangkok girl. Doesn't like.
Excuse me?
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Well, she's over. We're having a couple of drinks tonight, hanging out, catching up. Haven't seen each other in a while, and actually wanted to introduce her to some of you anyway because she's going to be coming up in some of the videos that we're doing.
I was just like, yep.
She's going to be co-starring in some of the videos that I'm working on in the future. So, yeah, I wanted to introduce her and talk a little bit about Songkran and maybe Thai drinking culture and a few other things before we answer your questions, say goodnight, and yeah, that's it. Basically, really kind of chill live stream. Yeah, you ready?
I'm ready.
Should we cheers? Should we start by having a cheers with
Cheers.
everybody out there? Cheers. Thank you guys for watching. Do leave a comment if you have some questions. I'll try to click back and take a look and make sure we're not missing anything. That's good. So, Songkran, what the hell is it?
Songkran is a traditional Thai New Year. It's one of the biggest holidays in Thailand.
I think it's probably like
Biggest.
the biggest, right?
Yeah. So people usually go home for that and
Back to the provinces, like wherever they're from. If you're living in Bangkok, if you're living in a different city, this is the part of the year where you actually travel to another. You travel back home to meet up with your family.
It's a Thai holiday.
Thai holiday, and it usually includes what they call like a family day. One of those days is considered like a family day. It's usually the Saturday of the group of holidays where people do like their kind of sort of like a family reunion kind of thing.
Like they would go to adults and temples as well.
Yeah,
to pay respects to.
Yeah, they go. I think it starts. People kind of start in the morning. They go to the temple. They clean out their house. They clean out their spirit house, which is a little structure that kind of sits outside of the house, and also the one inside the house. So usually a little shrine.
Because I think water is a sign of purity.
Yeah.
So
it's all about
symbolism.
It's Thai New Year, so it's all about purification. It's all about cleansing, starting anew, fresh. So you start the day doing that. You go to the temple. You get your blessing from the monk, and then you go actually looking for the elders in your family to get a blessing from them. And the traditional way that they do that is actually
they have a water with a scented smell, scented perfume.
So usually
scented
they usually
water
have jasmine scented water with
flower
Yeah,
floating
different. They might have like a
rose
flower and
petals.
petals floating in it to make it look kind
And
of
then they
pretty.
would pour it on the elder's hand and like pay respect to them and ask for their blessing and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it, right?
that's it. And
Yeah,
the younger generation they go out and play water fights and because April is one of the hottest
it's the hottest
month
time of the year.
of the year.
So
Hot and
just, I think it actually came from just doing that blessing where people took that to the next level, right? They just, from there, they started doing water fights. So you see people with their water guns, with all sorts of contraptions. Some of it is just like a trash can on the back of a truck that they've sat a giant block of ice in there. Splashing people from the back of the truck, driving around town, driving around the countryside.
Big hose, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Just every car driving by has to be hose. And a lot of people, the other people would stay indoor because they don't want to get wet.
And if you've ever seen pictures of Songkran, you probably also noticed that people have this kind of like clay.
No. Yeah, clay.
It's like a clay powder thing that.
Yeah. What is the purpose of that?
The purpose of that I'm actually not sure exactly, but
They would like put it on the cheek and.
I think it's similar to an old tradition of actually some form of like sunblock. It comes from that. Nobody really does that anymore, except maybe in Burma and other places where you see that they'll actually put it on their face to kind of make themselves whiter or whatever, or block out the sun or something like that.
The glow.
Yeah, give them a glow. But actually, most Thais don't do that anymore. So it's really just a thing to kind of commemorate the tradition. But what they do instead is they get a bucket of this clay that I don't think what they're using now has any health benefit. It's more of a thing where you get to like come out and smash people on the face.
Not smash, just like dab it on.
All right. Well, yeah, you're not
freaking Dwight.
You're not supposed to smash it on people's faces, but I think people get excited.
On his face, but.
People get pretty excited, and that ends up what ends up happening to you is if you happen to venture outside, going anywhere during the holiday, and you may not intend to be a part of the celebration, but just going through your neighborhood, people run up and they wipe this stuff on your face and on your clothes, and they splash you. And actually,
but it washes off with water. It doesn't.
It washes off, but if you're like driving a motorbike or something, it's pretty annoying.
If you
and actually, I think also it's one of the only times where it's acceptable in general Thai culture for male and female that don't know each other to actually be in contact. So, especially if you see a pretty girl, you'll be like walking up with all the clay on your hands, like, it's like one of the only
times. That's why I'm always played out. On
that's why you're always played out.
Like, nope. So what else?
So that's the traditional history of Songkran, or a little bit of where those, or the drunk history of Songkran. And actually, it's changed a little bit. Now it's become mostly a big party if you go to the south or you're in Chiang Mai. There's a lot of tourism, a lot of local domestic tourism. The roads are clogged. There's giant traffic jams. It's actually the peak time for highway accidents and road deaths.
It's one of the most highly accidental.
Yeah, super dangerous.
Time of the year.
Super dangerous to be driving.
Highest death rate.
Yeah, that weekend
accidents.
has the highest death rate.
Well, 12, 13, 14, 15 is called the Danger Day.
Danger Days or something.
Yeah, Danger Day.
But a lot of that is caused by people drinking and driving.
And also, actually, people drive home to their provinces as well.
And
so
they get sleepy, and there's traffic, there's like lots of cars on the road.
Tradition in Thailand, in Bangkok, and up north and south and northeast and all that is all different, right?
Yeah, some of them do it on different days. Some of them have some extra traditions beyond just getting the water poured from the elders, and some of them are like a month later, things like that. So it does vary a little bit depending on the region. But I think if you're if you're traveling here and not in a small town, actually, I would recommend to people that if you're coming here just like specifically for Songkran, actually, this place is
Don't
good.
come here for Songkran. Why are you here for Songkran? It's so hot.
No, yes, but I think people want to experience the festival, so they come.
Really? I didn't know people. But a lot of the Bangkokians, they get out of Bangkok, right, to go to other places because it's like trafficy, it's
Yeah.
hot, it's a long holiday, so that's why people just get out of town.
In Bangkok, there's only really 2 or 3 areas where people are actually hanging out. The rest of the city becomes deserted, which is kind of nice if you want to break from people that can't really get the rest of the year. So I think it's Khao San Road, Silom, the top of Silom
Silom.
Road becomes crowded with people. And in the evening time,
They close the whole block.
yeah, they close the whole
Yeah,
block. And then in the evening time, the area around RCA, which is a big kind of clubbing.
Have you been to one of those?
Nah.
I've never.
I don't bother. Yeah, I try to avoid RCA in general.
I heard people just come in trucks and in truckload, and then they just go at it with the water war and everything. So
Yeah, that I think that's pretty much the idea. Drinking and splashing and shenanigans is.
obnoxious.
So that is actually kind of like the modern day take on it. There have been some efforts to kind of rebrand Songkran, and I think that part of that is to bring kind of the tourism aspect of it. They banned the clay. They banned the clay in some areas.
Really?
Like especially in Bangkok, you're not allowed to use it.
Oh.
And that's because it gets in people's eyes. Some of them are driving motorbikes and things. So
Yeah, sure.
I think there's a ban on nudity. Yeah,
I think that's always not allowed in Thailand.
that's what you would think. But remember, there was a couple of years ago where people were getting topless on top of the trucks. You missed that. Okay, you missed that. Yeah.
I missed out.
Yeah, you missed out. But yeah, because of those things, the government has kind of been going back and trying to actually reform the way it looks to people on the outside. But really, it's a water fight and a drinking holiday, basically.
You're not drinking. You're just having foods.
I am drinking. I'm almost done. So, yeah. And Thai drinking culture is really to get drunk, right? It's not really like they don't sip.
Thai people can drink. I
Yeah,
think Thai people
they usually drink to get drunk,
can drink.
and
Black label.
they drink whiskey, really bad, awful whiskey, and also pretty awful Thai beer too.
And they drink it with ice and Coca-Cola. Right? Coca-Cola, whiskey, ice.
I think soda is more common.
Soda?
This stuff, whiskey soda.
Yeah, whiskey so. They call it whiskey so. Whiskey.
What are you
black
drinking?
so. I'm a Grey Goose. I'm a Grey Goose girl. So that's what
All right, cool. I'm gonna check the chat, see if you guys have any questions talking about Songkran today. If you are interested at all in this holiday or have visited Thailand during Songkran, please do let us know. Would love to hear about some of your experiences. I had a pretty awesome first Songkran in the province, like way outside of Bangkok.
Where did you go?
It was a little city called Landok Mai. It was like really tiny
Landok Mai,
place.
okay.
I think it was like Pitsanulok somewhere.
Where's
It's like almost Chiang Mai. Like it's pretty far in the north. Pretty amazing though. Pretty fun, down to earth, not too super crazy. People partying. Everybody, when they see foreigners, everybody wants you to come and drink with them and sit down and talk and find out where you're from and practice as much of their broken English as they can. Yeah, it's quite a fun time. Everybody wants you to be a part of the party.
Actually, it's quite fun. Like Songkran is where everybody is like friends There
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
just, hey, what's up? And just putting the powder on the girl's face. And
That's the only time I remember like police dancing in the street. They're probably supposed to be working, but
no,
Yeah.
it's a holiday. It's a public holiday.
no,
Police, but-
they were definitely working like in full uniform, just. But they were also partying because they're like the most fun people to splash because they're in their full
And the music would be
they're in their
up
full get up.
quite loudly.
Yeah, and so the city center of these small towns, everybody's got giant speakers out. A little, if they're organized enough, the small town will probably also have that morning or that afternoon. They'll have their own sort of parade. So they usually have like beauty pageants and
Yep.
all of this
Dressing
stuff.
in Thai
at the
traditional uniform.
Thai traditional dress and
Uniform, sorry, traditional dress.
Yep.
And everybody wears bright colored outfit. Brightly colored outfit.
and these shirts that look like they've been on vacation
And
in,
the flower.
in Hawaii.
The
It's
flower.
like a
It's
like a flowered shirt. Yeah, that's Songkran. I think that's probably enough of that. We're going to make some drinks. I'm going to check for your comments. Let me know if you have any questions or any experiences you want to share. If you do happen to be watching the recording of this chat, you can leave a comment on the video, and I'll check back and answer your questions. I try to answer all of the comments. Cheers. All right, Nicole. While I'm checking the chat, tell the people a little bit about you. And you think you have to speak up a little bit.
Tell people a little bit about me.
Yeah.
What do they want to know about me? They want to know about us.
How do we know each other? Where are you from? What do you?
All right.
What do you? Yeah.
So
Why do we argue so much?
We haven't. Well, okay. So we met through our job. We were doing social media together, advertising agency.
Yep.
And we got along. He's patient. I'm not very patient, and then it works that way. Are you patient, actually?
I have to be to deal with
You're
you.
pretty,
right?
yeah. You're like, yeah. Anyways, you're pretty patient.
So we got a question here. I think this is probably for you. I don't know. I'll let you answer first and see what Zoe says. But Zoe asks, how do you like living in Asia? All right, so tell us where you're from. Like, did you grow up here?
No, I grew up in California, Los Angeles, California. Well, not really. I grew up in the valley, Porter Ranch, which is like 20 minutes north.
That explains a lot.
Oh, come on. What do you mean? What? 20 minutes from LA, north. And then I came back to Thailand 3 years ago and worked, got a job. It was great, and then I'm still here. It became a very, very long holiday. I was born in Thailand, by the way, and then I went when I was much, much younger. And my mother is Korean, my father is Chinese Thai, and then yeah.
What do you like about it? Like, why come back here instead of being in the valley?
I still love the valley, by the way, bitch.
Oh.
With the E. Well, I have some family and some childhood friends here. And what do I like about Thailand, or why am I back here?
Yeah.
The job is great.
What do you like about living in Asia?
Living in Asia, it's a completely different culture than America. People
You
are
sound like real valley right now. Completely different culture.
No. I mean, well,
It's okay. No.
shall I like
So,
sugarcoat
all right.
it and make like,
No. Tell people the truth.
what do I like about Asia? The food is amazing. Everything is quite easy here. I mean, they have a really great service-oriented mind as well. If you go to restaurants and stuff, I think they have. Thai people are really nice. They're really welcoming, very sweet people. You make friends quite easily. They're with a line of smile, right?
Sometimes.
I know. I don't mean me. I mean, like, welcome,
Yeah.
So what was it?
Yeah. How long have you been here, and how do you like living in Asia? I've been here 8 years. I quite love it here. I think it's a great place to actually kind of.
I think you're more Thai than me. Like you know more about the food, the culture. You really like.
Is there a battle of
No, no,
Thais?
no, no, no. You did a lot of great things
But-
to Thailand, to the community you're in, and the social responsibility and all that stuff. I think it's amazing the things you do. Right, 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 right.
Yeah, but I don't know. It doesn't really. It doesn't really matter how Thai I am or whatever, because people, to Thais, they don't really care. They're
Yeah.
like, you're a foreigner. But thanks.
They see me and then they think I'm a Thai, and then they talk to me and they're like, "Whoa,
What? Because your accent is weird?
this chick is like the attitude."
Oh,
Probably.
the attitude.
Oh, shut up.
Because you're too direct. That's why you're too American.
Mm.
Okay, so real quick, let me.
I see a lot of questions. What is going on?
How did you get to know Mark? Mark, it's funny that you asked that tonight, but since we're drinking together, actually, Mark and I met at a party that was for some friends that I knew from college. So I was driving cross country, staying with a friend, and I was supposed to crash with a friend in Phoenix. He said, "Hey, we're going to throw you a party," and I think I was sober the first half hour of that party, and Mark was there, and we met and we talked about travel, and hit it off really that first half hour. I told him I was going back to Bangkok. He's like, "I want to come there." So actually, when he came to Bangkok, he lived with me for the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 months or something. Quite a long time. That's how we became so close, is from actually living together and eating street food. I think we were pretty on a budget, living off a budget, and yeah, we were all about the street food and hostels and cheap living and getting around. And by that time, I'd already lived in Bangkok for maybe like a year and a half before I met him. So yeah, that's how we met. So and yeah, Mark I think is traveling at the moment, but hoping to get him on a live stream. Still been preaching live stream to him. He's not super crazy about it, and then had some technical difficulties the first go around. So yeah, that didn't help either. Is it true that it's cheaper to pick up street food as takeaway versus cooking at home?
Not necessarily. I mean, depending on where you smart shop, if you go to the market and you buy the food and you cook yourself, it could be. I mean, the street food is really cheap here as well.
I think the street food is
quality. I mean, if you make your own food, you know what you put in there. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But is it cheaper? Not necessarily, but it's really.
It's pretty hard to compete with them on price, right? I think if you're making stuff in bulk, if you're cooking for a family, if you're cooking for more than 2 people, right, then you can make food cheaper in the street. But I think street food is really about convenience. Street food came because so many people working in the city needed quick food because they didn't have time to cook. Right. So they would pick up stuff on the street, and it's working class food.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't understand that. That's why it's so cheap. Yeah. So especially in modern times where you don't have a kitchen. There are really condos and stuff here. Not really great places if you like to cook. Even some of the more expensive ones don't have kitchen facilities. So that's pretty lame. But luckily there's street food, so you can buy $2 or $3. You can get enough.
Any given time of the day.
Any given time of the day. Yeah.
Any given time of the day.
But it is a trade-off. You may not know what exactly is in the food or what quality it is, the type of meat that's in it. And I think unless you live in a certain neighborhood and you get a chance to try the different vendors that are in your area, it may be pretty hard to decide what places to pick, what places have fresh food, who has the best tasting stuff. And I think that's part of the reason why travelers who come here struggle
it's
so
funny,
much.
nobody's asking about Songkran.
Yeah.
We're asking about
yeah, they're asking about traveling.
traveling and race.
Yeah.
Which is good. which is good. It's probably the time for you to get to know your viewer and answer some questions.
Yeah, I think we have about 5 more minutes before we stop. So I don't know if we'll get to all of these. So Tim, thanks for asking about Mark. I'm going to try to get him on and tell that story in full. Like if you're curious to really know how we met, I'm going to try to get him over here one day and just actually tell the real stories. You can have my version and his version. Yeah, because it's quite a funny random story. Do you guys like traveling even though it's dangerous out there? I think some places can be dangerous, but I don't know. Comparatively,
But I think
same
that
thing as
foreigner, like, you have this stigmatism that, like, oh, Thailand,
I
it
think
must be a
Thailand.
dangerous place or something. But actually, living here, it's not how people perceived it
In
to
terms
be.
of danger, I think what's dangerous, and we were talking about this a little bit, it's like road accidents and stuff like that. I think more people die from that kind of thing. And of
Right.
course, if you're messing around with the wrong crowd, if you're in the wrong place, there are like some tourist trap cities, Pattaya, Phuket, some areas in Phuket,
Yeah, sure.
where you can run into more trouble, more scams, more people
But
who
typically,
might be trying to take advantage of you or whatever. And yeah, there's some things to avoid, like the full moon party, things like that. But in general, Thailand is quite a safe place to be as long as there is not political upheaval, which is quite common.
Is it that common? That one
It's pretty
red
common.
shirt, a yellow
It's pretty
shirt
common.
thing was a big thing
I've
all
been
over.
I've been here through 4 or 5 changes in government.
You have been here for that long?
I've been here over a period of 8 years. I've been here.
It has been that many?
Yeah, and like it changed prime ministers like they changed stocks. So, so yeah, I mean, and that part of that period can be pretty uncertain, pretty dangerous. But I think in general, and especially even traveling to the other countries in the area, think about Malaysia, Laos, uh, Burma or Myanmar, and Indonesia. Like they're pretty, in general, they're pretty safe places. And actually, it's Southeast Asia is a fun place to travel. I think it's beautiful, lots of different landscapes and everything from deserts to mountains to beaches, and yeah, fun place to live if you can manage to stay out here for a longer period of time. Cool. Yeah, just a couple more minutes. Are you a couple? We are a drinking couple. Drinking and YouTubing couple.
Where's your drink? Where's your drink?
Oh.
Where's your drink?
Where is my drink? Oh, okay. I lost it.
Cheers.
Cheers. How's race relations in Thailand?
Sorry, I wasn't supposed to read that.
How's race relations in Thailand? I think I actually need to make a video about this, but I haven't figured out how to talk about it in an abbreviated manner because it's a topic that really deserves more than just like a 5-minute video about race relations. It is quite complicated. Yeah, I think so. I've been here a long time, and actually, I've pretty much dealt with every kind of race issues. The YouTube videos I've seen out there are like, how is it being traveling as being a black traveler here? And I think, all right, so okay, you get a little bit of that kind of perspective. Am I a black traveler? I don't know. Black native, whatever. But I think it's also I think it would be interesting to hear from somebody who's been here a long time. I do have an article on CNN called "The Land of Smile, but Only If You're White." If you want to check that out, that's on CNN Travel. It's more of a thought-provoking piece to kind of get people thinking about this kind of obsession with whiteness that happens in Thailand. A lot of that's from Western media and even some of the Chinese traditions and stuff like that. But it's really a hard topic to talk about in a short format. But I'm thinking about it. So if you do have like specific questions that I can answer, I may address it in an upcoming video or upcoming live stream. I do have some black expat friends, a lot of Americans, some of them associated with the embassy here that can actually maybe join me for a live stream or something and help to answer some of those questions. So you get kind of a perspective of someone who's been here a short time and also people who have been around been around in Thailand for longer. So I think we are about out of time, Nicole. What do you think?
I think some of the questions that needs to be addressed, you can like
Yeah,
separately.
if there will be, this will actually be up as a recording, so we can address if I didn't get a chance to answer your questions today, didn't get to answer them live, and I will try to be doing more live streams in the future. So check that out. In the daytime, it's a little bit easier to have food on and show you guys some live kind of street food. Nighttime, of course, there's nothing around, and I kind of killed my dinner before I knew Nicole was coming to drink. Otherwise, I would have saved some food to show you guys. But next time, we'll talk about that. If there's a specific street food or any questions like that that you want answered in the live stream, or you want Nicole to come back, make sure you do comment on the recording of this video. I'm hoping she will be in a future video. It'll probably be something of like us hanging out, eating street food, and arguing about.
You're making me sound really good here.
No, it's just
The fact.
yeah, the two of us
Damn it.
combined kind of leads to trouble. But yeah, that keeps it fun. I think that'll be more interesting than just me hanging out by myself or carrying the camera around and videoing as I am normally. But of course, I've got a lot of videos. I got a lot of editing to do, a lot of stuff coming your way. So appreciate everyone watching. Can we be Thai and do the Sawadee Krap? Chayo, cheers, and have a good evening or good day or whatever time it is where you're at. Peace.